time we left, we threw the finger chopper 3000 and trimmed around the edges. They're releasing really, really well right now. So instead of trying to sit here and take pictures and take up more time, just wanted to kind of start busting through them all. Don't get scared if you hear cracks, it's going to happen. Okay, it was going really well for everything else, and then I bring this one out first, and it wants to be a pain. Alright, just got to find out where it wants to. This is why I don't like wearing gloves, but I need to protect myself a little bit. I got a fiberglass splinter just by touching one of them. Okay, how's the hip armor? Oh yeah, it came out pretty good. Yeah, there's one little air bubble dead center. Man, that's an odd place to get an air bubble, but that's alright. We can fix that pretty easily on each casting. It's no big deal. So, put the mother mold, take it around to the other one. And air bubbles happen, that's why I don't like brush on rubber. That's the first air bubble, and I'm kind of shocked that that has an air bubble. At least it's an easy fix. Honestly, it's kind of dead center. I mean, it's just this strange, perfectly circular air bubble, so won't be a big deal. Easy to fix on castings. Anything that we do for fiberglass, we're definitely going to be cleaning everything up first and trimming it so nobody has to deal with that. I don't blame them. I'll bring them around to the smaller camera. The resolution is a little bit better here. Yeah, these are going to turn out quite beautiful, both back form, glass, slush cast, any way you want to do it. I'm just sizing them up here. Like, this was the one that I was very, very worried about. The other gauntlet I'm very, very, very worried about too, but we'll see. Nonetheless, the masters are coming off clean, so if I have to do a different molding technique, that's not a problem. I need to trim up the mother mold on this one a little bit more because I'm using binder clips to hold the sides in place. This is just the smooth inner forearm. This one's going to be a pain to vacuum form. It's got a lot of undercuts, and it's going to take some precision cutting for us to get them off cleanly. See here, I already put a couple binder clips in on the knee. This one is the one that I was also very worried about because there's so many sharp corners on it and undercuts. Everything got filled in really well, no air bubbles. That's why that hip one surprises me so much. How did you get an air bubble of all things? Especially right there. It's alright. It'll never be seen. And the shin guard's quite beautiful. There were a couple imperfections, but I was having some delamination issues with the master, so it just hit a point where, and again, the castings will be perfectly clean when they're made before assembly. Wait a bit to do this one and the abdomen because these are the ones I left off with. I'm going to try to do them in some kind of order. And I can't even tell which bell anymore here. Oh, no, I can. This one's going to be the Best-Star bell. That should be the Durasteel bell. This is the first time we were using this Silicone's ink X765 rubber. So it's going to be a good comparison to the Rebound side by side. I've screamed up and down while doing this whole project. Next time I'm just going to matrix everything. It takes really about the same amount of time, give or take. The only difference is we're using clay and it's a little bit more wasteful with the wet clay, but we have more control over our rubber, its thickness, air bubbles, things like that. Our new helmet molds have just been gorgeous. No, the cracking doesn't scare me because I've had much worse cracking, and a lot of that's probably just the wood cracking. In fact, I know it is. Just make a happy little cracking sound. Ooh, that was glass cracking, but that's alright. Yep, it's loose. This is the reason I wanted to wear gloves, though. It's a pretty shell. Wow, it picked up all the shininess too. That's what I really, really, really like seeing that. Alright, I will take off my gloves for this. Who do we got here? Deadeye519. Yes, this has been an insane amount of mold. So if you go to the series, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, man, I think this is what we've been doing since Wednesday, just getting the mold made. But there was a lot of work before we even got to that stage. I am going to clean off this table and retop it. Well, give it this. This rubber is definitely thick. Feels like it's sister rubber. Oh, well. Hulk smashed it there for a minute. Now, what do we have? What do we have? What did we miss? Alright, this definitely is one I'm going to have to run under a matrix for fiberglass production. Let's see, there were just a couple air bubbles in here I'm not so keen on. They're easily sandable, but it did pull away. Small section there. Doesn't surprise me with as thick as this rubber really was. Should be able to use it for the most part, and I take off my gloves and there's a bloody knuckle. Yeah, we'll still be okay. There's the shell. You can go in one way or the other. I think it'll be good in the intermediary. It really does bug me losing that little bit right there. It's there, but it's not as clean as like our helmet molds are. Oh, what do we have? Megan, yeah, Megan, you're missing out. I'm working late, sorry. They need off gas overnight. Luke and I will be pouring resin into them for back forming molds tomorrow first. As long as I'm not dead tired, we'll probably do a little bit of kit production. And the Mando crew Sunday, we can all take the resin molds out, do any cleanup we need to, drill all the holes, and we'll get to forming a couple of test sets. First, see how hard it's going to be to form everything, and then stuff for pictures and photographs, and whoever was up first that wanted armor, because we've done all this kind of on our own for the clan. Because, like, we're going to have at least 6 to 8 Mandos just all boom submission at the same time, probably closer to 10 to 12. All in different variants based on this armor. I'm happy with the bell. I mean, it's alright. I know next time, this is the imperfections I'm talking about, how much I nitpick things. It's just a tiny bit right here. We'll see how the castings turn out. Hey, Johnny. No, Matt, I never stopped working. I am a 8 machine that always works. Alright, so here's the Durasteel shoulder bell using the same 765. It's As much as I like putting it on, I'm not sure if I'd use it for everything. Again, I'm going to matrix mold everything from now on, no matter what. Unless they're just box and dump molds. This is the way. Scary part. Sometimes they don't like to cooperate. I was wondering if I wanted to do a 2-piece shell on some of these. Should be able to figure out one way or the other. Let's see. There we are. If I need to split this apart later, I will. Feeling it's going to be slightly uncooperative, so I'm going to have to use some other tricks. We'll give it a shot here, though. That's what you want to avoid, but I might have to zigzag it. Set this one aside for now as a problem child. To her last. Easy pop off. See, big difference, I didn't get a flange around that like I did on these, which facilitates removal a bit better. Yep, there's the booty plate. Perfect. So the booty plate. Yeah, Matt, if you're still watching, you know, these were like the things that we were talking about that you said you wanted a glass. Which one's next? That's the back plate, that's the chest plate, this is the bottom of the Beskar plate right there. I know that's a gauntlet, there's the right thigh, here's the left thigh, unless I'm dyslexic on it. I should be right. And shut that off. No, sir, don't like it. Find a spot. There it is. That was the spot. It's all about knowing where to hit with the hammer to make it work again. plaster off, or the rubber mold off with it. I just want the shell off. Oh, these are gonna cast so well. Definitely. Très magnifique. Loving it. It's like Christmas for nerds. Oh. Ow. Pinchy. Now this is a textbook demold. Just working easily around the edges till everything is released. There's vacuum that builds up between here. That's why I have two chisels out to kind of walk it around, keep things up. Slipped on some clay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Perfect. Perfect in every way. Beautiful right back. I will defeat you. Look at the bottom half first. important. Don't have any crud in your mother mold. Very important. Okay. Let's see how these guys turned out. Y'all are seeing it before I am. Yeah, I think I like it. Oh yes, I do like it. I like it so much. So pretty. Not a single imperfection. That was a lot of effort and hard work we all put into finishing these masters to get these kind of results. Okay, this is one to be slightly nervous about. Might still be dealing with a couple undercuts while I try to pull it out. These are the Beskar gauntlets. The top half are the ones we just pulled over. Ooh, I heard that peel. Heard that vacuum release. And a bit of peel from the wood. Trying not to lose the board, because it's really just about out. I'm just babying it. There we go. really get to see if the best card of gauntlets turned out good or not. Actually work around the edges on it. It's got a lot of detail and undercuts. Lots of little things that can have tear outs. Please, 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 please. Woo! Okay, we have a couple light spots where air bubbles will develop. We'll be able to take care of it. Let's see what happened here. Is that area just too thin? Yeah, that was a little tear out right there. That's gonna end up being something that just gets carved back in pretty easily. Yeah, everything else turned out really nice. Just real thin in that area. Just a little TLC. After each casting is demolded. I definitely would matrix this though next time. It was my primary matrixing candidate. So it's V2 mold will at least be matrixed instead. Got the best card gauntlet. I mean, really on camera it looks just completely flawless, so I am extremely scrutinizing. Gorgeous. Here's the back plate. It should really be pretty uneventful. It was pretty basic of a mold, pretty basic design, shape. Now watch it have some kind of crazy weird air bubble in it. Find the place here. There we go. I knew what that was. Guess those are my Twitch subscribers. Thank you very much if you're subscribing and watching. Up. Very clean. Now, whenever I'm doing matrix molds, I'm doing a comparative thickness right now. This feels like it's no more than 1/4 of an inch. I'm doing our matrix molds. We run them at about 1/2 of an inch thick with the clay. That's what I kept talking about with the control I like over my rubber. We'd probably been here another 2 days just layering up rubber. Pulled off a little bit of the primer over here. Probably one of the spots where I was sanding it right before I started getting rubber on it. But yeah, she's clean back plate. And all that detail, vac formed and glass, slush cast, whatever, that's gonna be grand. Yeah, running out of room over here. Alright, we're down to the chest and the nightmare shoulder bell. Not a bottom chest. As exciting as the posterior plate. What you get for wanting to be testy with me. I said it was going to be non-eventful. You want to make an event out of it. Yay. Yeah, this was another one of the molds that's having some delaminating issues. Thankfully that's hidden, and that's going to be easily fixable. For each casting here. Hate having to fix stuff, but it'll go in my candidates to remold to make our lives easier. Got clay, no rush for it. It'll be good for now. We'll just make sure they are clean before they go. So this is the bottom chest for the Beskar style chest. I mean, not Beskar, Durasteel. So we're about to pop out Durasteel next. And we already had the other mold ready for the center diamond. It's just a casting mold. Just cast it solid. We can do anything we need with it. It was just too small to do anything fancy with. Oh, that's how I like it. Just pop. You're alone at night, sometimes you hear things. Don't be ugly like that. Thank you. And this one has a lot of little undercuts on it that we tried to retain and keep. It's going to make it a pain whenever we're back forming them. But the glass and slush cast will be beautiful. There we go. That's it. All right. And all you can see on this is a little tiny seam line where the parts were joined together. I knew we weren't going to get away with 100% perfect castings, but I couldn't ask for anything better. It's quite resplendent. It's my $5 word of the day. I'll hold it up close. Last two rebound molds. The abdomen, save the chest for last. I have not hydrated enough today at all, so bear with me. Megan, how did which one turn out? Right now, everything's within 95 percentile, so most everything's 100%, and nothing is here that we can't deal with. I've seen a lot worse molds, a lot worse. The middle, yeah, that's right here. That abdomen, that tummy, for the chest. Well, let's find out, and then we'll do a review. I'm going to lay them all back out here after I brush off this table. Y'all might watch me struggle with this other belt for a little bit. Forget about that one. Be a lot easier to pop out and how it's behaving. Tell me there's a hidden undercut in here. Old mold is coming off. Worth it. Very much worth it. There's the tummy armor. I'm not even taking this thing out. There's no point. Tummy armor is gorgeous. Single point taking that thing out. Alright. Last one's the chest. Beskar chest. Not including the Durasteel shoulder bell over there. Still debating if I want to tackle that one tonight or not. Probably just need to get it over with. Ow. I think the board's coming out on this one. Yeah, the board's definitely going to come off. That's always fun. Thankfully, each casting isn't this hard to get out. It's always just removing your master. It's a little difficult at times. Yeah, foam ain't gonna help me here. That's okay. I just don't have all day to deal with this. These are extremely non-critical areas of this master here. Here it's released though. There it is. Ah, that'll do nicely. Now, there is a reason, and the main reason why I really put down this Bondo Rondo thin polyester coat first. It's a great impression layer. Your impression layer, just like on the rubber, is the most important. Secondly, I've done it with just laying straight fiberglass on before. That's bad. I would not have been able to pull all this stuff out without at least cutting the mother mold to give it some extra tension, or I would have ended up ripping the mold. So that first coat, whether it's gel coat or you're using epoxy coat or epoximite, something like that, very, very important. You don't want that rubber grabbing onto anything and giving you resistance. So from master to rubber negative mold, and tomorrow we'll definitely no, you did not overdo the fiberglass at all. Actually, it's just about perfect. If anything, we could have done the base layers a touch thicker, but it's very much functional. We're about to see if I can actually get this last paint in the rear out or not. Everything's working great so far, so no problems here at all. Only mistakes that would have been made was I should have done 2-part fiberglass shells, a couple of them. Again, time. There's the other chest, it's beautiful. Alright. Last one would be F65 or 765. Oh, I could dig it out just like I did the other one. Already getting the fiberglass split right there. And the next option, go ahead and just Dremel a cut or a zigzag cut right here, and I can just tape it back in place as needed. Lots of different options. It's not the end of the world any way you look at it. I'd rather dig at it a bit first. I'm very confident in the strength of the rubber. It's just going to be a matter of kind of popping the seal. Yeah, because if I can't get the leverage and Tri-Force, well, maybe you're a little better than I thought. That would be very nice of you, Mr. Mold. Please be nice and just come out. I can't remember if this is 3-pound or 5-pound density foam. Backing it. Second time I've had deja vu today. Just might be the best course of action. Watch out though. Not the first time I'd have to perform surgery. Never fun to do, especially if I have to remake this mold. Careful if you're going to do that. You want to do that on thick parts. I'm bound and determined not to have to cut this thing. I think I can get it. I have to cut it, it's not a big deal. Very dangerous move right there. Good. Yeah, it's 3 pound foam, has to be. No, that's 5 pound. That's definitely 5 pound foam. One reason why it's making it harder. Away from the door. Okay, let's do it. Baby, get it over with. All right, there it is. Come on, guys. There are tools here. Don't lose them. Sure if y'all have a great shot, but this is more about comfort than giving y'all a good shot. That sure beats fighting it for the next 3 hours before I even take it any further. I'm gonna go grab some chrome tape. Go ahead and make a little hinge here. Well, not that worried about it. I had a strong feeling we were going to get some massive air bubbles in here, but honestly it didn't. I'm quite impressed. Quite so impressed. What's funny is I'm actually barely going to need the bottom of that anyway. It'll be easier after we get our back forming molds out of it. Go ahead and cut the rubber to lay in the glass right there. Alrighty guys, here we go. There's the Durasteel shoulder bell. It actually came out really, really bubble free. Very impressed with it overall. Very happy with it. Very happy with it. A little bit more work. Putting this back on. Keep it in place, but a little chrome tape will just secure it while we do castings. Now these need to off gas overnight. That's the reason why I kind of went gung-ho and said, hey, let me just go ahead and get these out of here before we do any casting in them. Tomorrow we're going to have to set them all up on the workbenches and the tables and prop them up real well, get them hit with mold release, blow them out, make sure that they're real clean, and Luke and I are just going to do massive pours of resin in here to go ahead and get us going. And if I take it off though, slush casting, you don't have a reservoir, so yeah, we're going to have to just keep it removable. So anytime you're dealing with some odd shape like this when you're doing a mold, it's definitely better to have a two-part mold, two-part shell. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm going to lay out the workbench. So we have a lot of casting to do tomorrow. We're going to have to cast 2 of the hip plate molds to make our lives easier. The vacuum forming. Kind of got a list of priority things that I want to get done. I really wanted to get these done so we could get our Mando right leg shit updated. I think this is also going to cross into the transport trooper. Pretty positive they use the same one. I need to look at the stills again. Overall, yes, very much thoroughly impressed. These are going to be very easy molds to use. Set up the castings, fiberglass runs and whatnot. our McDonald's slogan. I'm loving it. Let these babies off gas overnight, and I'll prop them up real well before we start mold releasing and pouring in the back form masters. Very interested to see how the gauntlets are going to turn out back formed. Tried to set them up the best that we can to pull the maximum amount of detail. We have several undercuts to deal with. We're going to give it a shot. We'll still have these available for glass and slush cast for super high detail, and that's kind of the point in the future of where we're trying to go with everything from now on. Okay, I'm tired. It's magnifique. It's all done. This is one chapter we get to close, and we'll be opening many more chapters next week. So with that, bid y'all farewell. I'm going home. Good night.